Alright guys, so this is it. My last clutch of ball python eggs of the 2018 season is hatching. So this basically marks the very end of the ball python breeding season as far as my operation. So let's take a look at the incubator and take a look at what we have left. Alright, so here it is. This is my incubator with 2 lone boxes. And I saw some heads peeking out, so we are going to take a look and see what we have. Okay, so this is my setup here. I have the 2 boxes of ball python eggs here, just pulled from the incubator. I'll set my camera up on this tripod. If there's any eggs we need to cut, I have my scissors, my probe kit to figure out the males and the females, and a label maker and some magnetic tape to label them, and we'll set them up in this hatchling rack. I have just a few tubs left here. I have all these hatchlings. So basically this is the very end of the season, the very last eggs, and I think there's 7 eggs in there, and if they all hatch, I'll have actually a total of 94 hatchlings this year. So that's pretty incredible. 94 baby snakes from the whole season. That's pretty awesome. So let me tell you what this pairing was. So take a look at the male over here. The male was an albino pied. It's a double recessive. Very beautiful snake. Take a look at this guy. And I paired him with a couple snakes this year. It was his first year breeding. I actually bought him as a hatchling and grew him up, and I really love the high white on this albino pied. So that is the male, and let me show you the female over here. Put this guy back way, and the female is way up on top here. So she is on the very, very top. And she is a very high contrast albino, just a straight albino. And it'll be interesting to see. So she's high contrast, but I'm not sure from that albino pied if the albino in the albino pied came from a high contrast line or a low contrast line. So it'll be interesting to see on these. So basically all the babies will be albino, 100% het pied, and I'm not sure if there'll be high contrast or low contrast, and so we'll take a look at that, and there should be 7 eggs split between these 2 boxes. So let's take a look and see what we have. Alright, so here is the first box. Let's take a look at what we have here. Oh, wow. These are not out of the egg yet, which is interesting. We have one that's split open a little bit, These are not even open. Let's see, the date on the box was the 14th of September. And today is the 12th. Okay, so we're a little bit early on these. Boy, I might just put these back in the incubator for a little bit longer. I guess I jumped the gun on those. There's this one that's actually slid open just a little bit. I'm tempted just to take a few snips and just to kind of peek in here. The other ones I might just let them come out by their own naturally. So I would say, boy, it's hard to tell. I would say that's a pretty high contrast albino. I think I'm actually going to wait on these. Let's take a look at the other box. Alright, so here is the other box. And when I looked in here, I thought for sure We had a lot of them peeking out. Look at that. We have one that's completely out. One sticking his head out. And one that's just barely cutting the surface here. Okay. Oh, that's kind of interesting. So this guy actually has a partial yolk attached. I'm almost afraid to even mess with him. And he looks really super skinny too. So, I'm not quite sure what to do with these guys. There's not a whole lot we can do. Isn't that cute? Sticking his little head out. Alright, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in the incubator for just a little bit longer. And for now, we'll just say that these eggs are starting to hatch. So, I guess I kind of jumped the gun on this clutch, but it's definitely my last clutch hatching. So I'm going to put them back in the incubator. Basically what I'm going to do, I'm not even going to mess with these at all anymore today. I'm going to kind of shake the water off the press and seal. And I use the press and seal just to kind of keep the humidity in, so they have basically the same amount of humidity for the whole 2 months of incubation. And I'm going to put this back in the incubator. And we'll have to come back in a couple days. Well, I have to admit that was kind of a bust. Didn't really do much on that clutch besides kind of take a little peek. And basically we know now that the ball python breeding season's over. So now we're kind of thinking forward of what we're going to do next, what we're going to pair up, and I might give you an update as I go, kind of figure out what my pairing's going to be, and show you how I organize it. I usually put it in like an Excel spreadsheet, and then I make a whole schedule of male rotations and kind of work my males through all the females. And some of these actually my two albinos that actually laid these clutches, this clutch and the clutch before, I may actually give them the season off because they laid really late and they're not even on feed yet, so I don't think they're going to be ready in time to pair up this year. So if you're looking for albino het pieds, I'll probably have them this year. I probably won't have any albino visuals next year. So if you're looking for something, you have to stop at the show. We have 2 shows coming up. We have the Denver Repticon in about 5.5 weeks, and then about 3 weeks after that is the Reptilian Nation. So hope to see you there, and I will see you next time.